The winner. Carlisle have known hard times financially, and in the week in which Manchester United spent £6 million, it's easy to forget there were financial problems at Old Trafford just a few years ago. At that point, enter Michael Knighton, heading a short-lived bid for control. Since then, the entrepreneur has moved on to Carlisle with, as Gerald Sinstadt reports, some very positive effects.
Simon Davies' equaliser at Roker Park. It was the key to a lucrative replay. But more than that, it will help fuel the bold, some might say improbable ambitions Michael Knighton has given Carlisle United. 2 decades ago, the club briefly led the then First Division.
That's useful, and he scored!
It didn't last. Carlisle slid back into the obscurity from which they'd risen. Until, that is, Michael Knighton arrived. Foiled in his bid to become Lord of Old Trafford, he emerged as Laird of Brunton Park, promising paradise tomorrow, or at least the day after. Carlisle were bottom of Division 3, but the new chairman's choice wasn't a frivolous whim.
It required certain ingredients, and one of those important ingredients was potential. It needed to have a good site, it needed to have good motorway links, it needed to be a football area, it needed to be a town obviously hungry for success, and it also needed to be an area which had a semi-monopoly. I didn't want huge competition on my doorstep, and as you've discovered, we haven't got huge competition on our doorstep, so we can be the market leader in our geographical zone.
When Michael Knighton joined Manchester United, he hardly presented himself as the conventional director. But what did he think when the media represented him almost as a joke figure?
Well, that is your interpretation, and I think you found it very difficult to wrestle with the fact that here was a chairman, not Crombie-clad, not smoking, not champagne drinking and Rolls-Royce driving, but a man who actually gets out on the field, juggles a few footballs in the air. You look at the people's faces behind that goal. They were smiling, they were being entertained, and they were tickled by the intrigue. That is the message that was intended. That is certainly, it was a genuine, spontaneous act from one football fan to my colleagues on the terraces.
When a new door opened at Carlisle, Michael Knighton walked into a very different world. Everything needed rebuilding: the administration, the team, the stadium.
My job is to build this city a stadium, and I don't believe that it is overly ambitious. This is very much a football area, the whole of Cumbria. They had a taste of honey in 1974. They need to taste honey again. They deserve it. They're very hungry for it, and we will achieve it.
How much of this is your own money?
Too much, perhaps, my wife tells me. But the merchandising side, the catering side, as you can see with this new restaurant, every type of revenue vehicle has been brought to this football club, and we still haven't scratched the surface.
The football that Carlisle have been playing has brought them attention in the Cup and carried them 12 points clear in the 3rd Division. The first signs of progress towards fulfilling Knighton's prediction of a place in Europe within 10 years.
The spirit in the club is brilliant, and everything is going right. In football, as you know, it can change within 3 weeks. I don't think it will, because we've worked too hard in putting the foundation stones in place. We haven't built on sand. We've taken our time. We said 3 years in this division and then promotion. We've built on concrete. In fact, we've built on absolute solid steel. Not straight out of the blast furnace, but good, tendered, tempered steel. We're ready for it.
Among the foundations put down on the playing side was the appointment of the well-qualified but little-known Mick Wadsworth, not as manager, but as director of coaching.
The chairman really wanted to set up what he would call a continental model, and I agree with that wholeheartedly. That all financial issues land on his desk. Obviously, we discuss everything in terms of acquisition of players contracts and so on, but he looks after all the contractual side, and I'm more than happy with that. I like to coach and like to work with the players and manage the players on a day-to-day basis.
Michael Knighton's got this sort of persona that, you know, he is a bit of a dreamer, you know, he dreamt about taking over Man U, etc., etc. But people don't realise how much hard work he puts into it. And I don't think they realise how much hard work has gone into the coaching side. People from, as you say, from London might look and might actually say, well, might it happen, might it not happen? Is he dreaming again? We don't feel he's dreaming at all. We think we can make it work.
So it seems does the city. For the last 3 months, the local museum has been staging a football exhibition upon which the image of Michael Knighton smiles down benignly. Super salesman, super optimist, and quite undaunted by being remembered as the Old Trafford ball juggler.
I would do it tomorrow, and I promise you, I make this pledge, when we will play Manchester United in a cup final, as we inevitably will one day, or let's say even a fifth round cup game, Michael Knighton will go out and do precisely the same. Because frankly, I don't give a fig for what journalists think about my motives or notions. This game is about putting smiles back on people's faces, and it is entertainment. Let's not take ourselves too seriously. It's a bowl of trivia in the end, an important bowl, but you know it's a game, and that's all it is.
Enjoys the game, doesn't he? Carlisle, 12 points clear of Division 3, home to Preston today.